Hello, it's Salimik. In today's video, I will show you how to change transmission fluid on 2017 Toyota Camry at home without using any expensive tool. And this procedure will be exactly the same for 2015 to 2017 models. The problem with these newer models, they don't have transmission dipstick, so you can check the level of the transmission fluid and fill it out from the top. But in a few minutes I will show you everything step by step and it will be much easier than you think. So here are the things you will need before doing this job. For transmission fluid type, you will need Toyota's WS fluid type. If you are using other brands WS type, make sure it mentions for Japanese cars. We will need 2.5 liter of this 4 liter can. Approximately 2 liter will be drained, and I will show you how to flush the extra half liter later, which it will determine the right level in the transmission without having dipstick. We also gonna need gloves, 1 meter hose, and a funnel like this. You can also use a DC pump for filling up new fluid, which makes the job much easier, so in this video I will show you both ways. After making sure the engine cold to touch and it's safe to work on, you should know that transmission filling plug at front driver side. We're gonna need to lift the car a bit to reach the transmission drain plug, and I will use car's jack, no need to use garage jack. And the second thing we need, start the engine and steer to the driver's side so we can access filling plug. You can jack up the car and remove the wheel as I did in my previous video when I changed the transmission fluid on 2019 Toyota Camry. But you don't have to do that, just jack up the car to the point where you have room to work and for your drain pan. So jack up the car to the point that the front wheel is still on the ground. Alright, so the filling plug located behind this cover. So we're gonna need a wrench and 10mm socket. After removing these two 10mm bolts, the cover won't come off. There's a plastic tab holding it behind the wheel well. I had to remove that as well. Here is the filling plug and it's 24mm size. Let's get a 24mm socket and undo the plug. Even on the filling plug it mentions to use WS transmission fluid only. Alright, drain pan is ready. Let's get under the car and undo the transmission drain plug. So for that we're gonna need 6mm Allen key. Just keep in mind, removing drain plug not gonna give you complete drain from transmission pan. There's a plastic straw inside it and needs to be removed as well. It's also a 6mm Allen head. This straw determines how much fluid is the right level when we add new fluid. I will get to that when we add new fluid later. While the fluid draining, it's better to lower the car to the flat level. It will help with completely draining transmission pan. Alright, I cleaned everything. You don't have to do that, it's not necessary, but I always do that. Let's put the straw back and make sure to only hand tighten it. You don't have to over tighten it. A quick wipe and then putting the drain bolt back on. And I only hand tighten it as well, because after filling we have to drain the overflow fluid with a warm and running engine. I had to drain the old fluid and show you guys how much being drained, so you don't have to buy extra liter and not adding extra fluid as well. In this case it's only 2 liters and I will add 2.5 liters and then I will drain the extra half liter. Alright, let's open the can, and I also attached the hose and the funnel as well. If you're working alone like me, clamp the funnel like this so the fluid won't spill on the car accidentally. And I also placed a shop towel under the funnel in case of any oil drip. This is a 4 liter can. Let's pour half of the can and a little more in the funnel. You can use a DC pump like this, which makes the job much easier, especially when the weather is cold and the fluid gets a bit thick. Alright, I just put 2.5 liters. Let's take the hose out and put the filling bolt back on. A quick cleaning so it doesn't accumulate dust. Now we can put the cover back on. I will just tighten the two 10mm bolts and not putting the plastic tab back on, because I'm planning to change the transmission oil every 30,000 miles. That way it will be easy to reach the filling plug every time I want to change the transmission fluid. Now you can start the engine and let it warm up. You can shift the gears as well. It should be soft shifting. Let's not forget the oil in the transmission not at the right level, but it's a bit more than the right level. So take the car out for a test drive just to warm up the gears, but avoid aggressive acceleration. Alright, we are back. The transmission is warmed up and the car at the flat level. Now we can open the drain plug and drain the overflow oil, and it will be at the factory level. Keep that in mind, only overflow oil will be drained because of the plastic straw. Draining is done. Now we're gonna put the drain bolt back on and tighten it back. Cleaning drain bolt is important in case of leaking oil. And now we are done with changing transmission oil. You must have softer gear shifting after oil change. You should do this oil change every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. And here is how to replace transmission fluid on 2015-2017 Toyota Camry without using any expensive tool. So that's it for this video. Hope the video was helpful and learned something new. If it was, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.